Hello everyone, welcome back to Beyond the Cow. This is Jo and I'm here with the triplet flower triangle. We've got two versions for you today. One is this beautiful lacy edge and one has a more solid edge. And this one you can make the lacy edge up to the same size as this as well, and I will show you near the end of the video how you can do that, how you can adjust it to your preference. So this is the one that I've made earlier, and this is the one that I've just finished making on the video before then coming to do the intro. So this is what we're making using a 4.5mm hook and regular kind of DK light worsted weight yarn will make your triangles around 6 inches, but that's dependent on tension and everything else. So that's roughly the size we're going for this triangle. If you've missed any of the other triangle tutorials, they are all in the playlist, which is down below in the description box, and the written patterns are all in the Facebook group, which the link is in that description box as well. So let's grab our things and get started. So let's start round one, which is this white centre there. So that's the part we're doing first. So I am going to just pop a slip stitch on my hook, and then I'm going to chain 4. And then slip stitch in the first chain to make the ring. I'm going to work over this tail, and then I am going to chain 1, which doesn't count as anything, it just gets us started, and then I'm going to do 8 single crochets into the ring. Okay, and I'm going to do them fairly loosely so it's easy to work into them in the next round. Okay, there's 8 single crochets, and then I'm just going to pull my ring tighter and do a slip stitch into the first stitch. There we go, and then I'm going to fasten off that colour. And that is all there is to our round one in our first colour. So I'm going to join my white now, and I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, so I have a slip stitch on my hook of my next colour, and I'm going to join it in the same stitch that I did that slip stitch. Okay, just going to join it into there with a slip stitch. Okay, if you are continuing in the same colour, then you're all ready to go already. So what we're going to do is chain 3. Now this isn't instead of a double crochet or anything like that, it is a chain 3 because we're doing these triplet petals now, and each one has a chain 3 at the start and at the end. So don't try and do a standing double crochet or anything like that. It is a chain 3. Okay, and then we're going to do 2 treble crochets in exactly the same place. So yarn over twice, go into that stitch and do a treble crochet and another treble crochet, and then we're going to do a closed picot, 3 chain picots. So we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to go into the first chain we made, yarn over and pull through, and then pull that through that chain, and that just gives us a little sort of I can't think of the word, just gives us this little sort of decorative piece, sort of slightly pointy nodule, I guess, at the tips of our petals, rather than just being straight across. It gives you this little shape. Okay, so then in the next single crochet along, you are going to do 2 treble crochets. So make sure you're looking at the next stitch along. It might be slightly hidden. So 2 treble crochets. And a chain 3. And then go into that same stitch and do a slip stitch to fasten that, to join that chain 3 to the stitch. And there you go, there's your first petal. Okay, let's start on our next petal. So we're going to chain 1, skip the next single crochet, do a slip stitch in the following stitch. Okay, so you'll have a chain going between your petals, and then you're going to chain 3, and in the same stitch that you slip stitched in, we're going to do a treble crochet and a second treble crochet, and then we're going to do one of those picots. So chain 3, go back into the first chain and slip stitch through. Okay, and now into the next single crochet down here from the previous round, we're going to do 2 treble crochets. And a chain 3. And then slip stitch into that very same stitch. Okay, there's your second petal. So then we're going to chain 1, skip a stitch, and skip a stitch and do a slip stitch in the next stitch. Okay, and then we're going to do our last petal. Okay, so chain 3, 2 treble crochets into the same stitch that you slip stitched into, then a chain 3 picot, and 2 treble crochets into the next stitch. Chain 3 and slip stitch into that same stitch, and chain 1, and then we're going to do a slip stitch into the same stitch that we started in. So we're just skipping a stitch in the middle there, and that is our 3 petals finished. Let me just pull that out so I can show you. There is your triplet of petals. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so if we look at this one that I've made before, we've done our middle, we've done our 3 petals, and now it's time for the outside. So I'm going to change to my grey. If you want to do it all the same colour, then just it is easier if you fasten off now and rejoin the same colour, because we're going to be starting in one of these picots. Okay, so fasten off your colour, and the way I like to fasten off is to have that loop on my hook, and then I yarn over and pull through, and then I cut my yarn, pull that through, and nice and tightly. There we go. Okay, so where are we joining our new yarn, or where are we rejoining our current colour? we are going to join in the center of any of these picots. So if you look at your picot and you kind of pop your hook in, wiggle it around, and you will find there's the center of those chains. Okay, so just find the center of those chains, and I've got a slip stitch on my hook, and I'm going to go straight in and do a single crochet. But if you prefer to join your yarn in there with a slip stitch, or to tie it on, however you join your yarn, you can do so. It's absolutely fine. And you might prefer to do a chain 1 first. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going to go straight in and do a single crochet, just like so. And then I'm going to chain 6. And in this first chain between petals, I'm going to do a double crochet. So yarn over once, go under that chain and do a double crochet. Oops, I've lost one of my loops there. Try that again. Hold on to that first loop, I think. It can sometimes be tricky doing a stitch after doing lots of chains, so just hold on to the loops that are on your hook, and it makes it slightly easier. Okay, so chain 6 again, and then in the next picot at the tip of the petal we're going to do a single crochet. So again, just kind of find where those chains are, pop your hook, give it a wiggle, and do your single crochet in there, like so. Chain 6, do a double crochet in the next chain in between petals. So this is where I'm going to hold on to my loops again, so that they don't swing around with all those chains. There we go. Chain 6. Single crochet in the next picot, chain 6, double crochet in the next chain, around that chain, sorry, and chain 6, single crochet, oh no, not single crochet in the next picot because we're back at the start. So we are going to slip stitch into our first single crochet that we made. So just go under that stitch and do a slip stitch. And there we go, that's round 3. Making a nice little triangle now. Okay, if you want to change colour, then fasten off this colour and then rejoin into any of your single crochet in your picots. So in the same place or in any of the other 2 single crochets. Okay, and then we are going to chain 1 and do a single crochet in that same stitch, and then we're going to chain 3 and do another single crochet in that very same stitch. And this makes not quite a picot as we made before, but it does make this little sort of gap at the top there. Okay, and then we are going to chain 3 and do a single crochet over this first chain 6, chain 3, do a second single crochet over that chain 6, chain 3, and then a single crochet over the next chain 6, chain 3, and a second single crochet over that same chain 6, chain 3, and then in your next single crochet at the picot, we're going to do that single crochet, chain 3, and another single crochet, all in that same stitch. Okay, chain 3, single crochet in the chain 6 space, chain 3, another single crochet in that same chain 6, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 6 space, chain 3, another single crochet in that same chain 6, chain 3, single crochet into your single crochet at the picot, chain 3, and another single crochet in the same stitch, chain 3, single crochet in the chain 6 space, chain 3, and another single crochet in the chain 6 space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 6 space, chain 3, and a final single crochet in that same chain space, chain 1, and then we're going to do a half double crochet into our first single crochet we made on this round. So yarn over, insert into that first single crochet, yarn over, pull through, and pull through all 3 loops. And there we go. That is round 4. And you can see how now doing those chains and single crochets, it started to make this lacy effect that we have on this one. Okay, so it is time for round 5. Now if you want to change colour, fasten off and rejoin your colour, join your new colour into this same stitch. Okay, now in case you're wondering why we did a half double crochet instead of a chain 3 to finish the previous round, the reason we did this is because it has left us sort of in the middle of this chain space. If we'd have just done a chain 3 and slip stitched, then the hook would be coming from this single crochet here, not here. Okay, so it just leaves it further over to the right or the left if you're left-handed, but it leaves it over here rather than being all the way over here. Okay, so we are going to start with a chain 1, and then we're going to do a single crochet over this half double crochet that we did. So we're going to use this as if it was a chain space, okay, and we're just going to do a single crochet over that, and then we're going to chain 3, and then in our chain 3 space here at the point of our triangle, we're going to do a double crochet, chain 2, a treble crochet, chain 3, another treble crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. Okay, and that's our point. Then we're going to do a chain 3, and we're going to do some chains and single crochets down the side like we did before. So we're going to do a single crochet in the first chain space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 3, single crochet in the next space, chain 3, and a single crochet in the next, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 3, and then you should be at the chain space at your next point. So we're going to do a double crochet, chain 2, treble crochet, chain 3, another treble crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet. Okay, there's your second point. We do 3 between the trebles because that's our point. So now we're going to do exactly the same down this side. We're going to chain 3 and then do a single crochet into the chain space, chain 3, do a single crochet. So do that all the way along, and then I'll join you for doing the next point. Okay, so you should have done 5 single crochets along that side with chain 3s in between. Okay, so we want to do another chain 3, and then in that chain 3 at the point we're going to do a double crochet, chain 2, treble crochet, chain 3, another treble crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and there we go. So then chain 3, and we're going to do those single crochets all the way down. This time you'll be doing 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets, and I'll see you after that. Okay, when you've done your 4 single crochets with chain 3s in between, do your last chain 3, and then you're going to slip stitch into your first single crochet that you made. And that is the end of round 5. So you can see how it has this nice lacy edge, and if it's not sort of quite uniform enough for you, you can just tweak and just sort of slide along where these single crochets sit. With the chains, it should sort of even itself out, but if it's not sitting quite as uniform as you would like, then just kind of tweak it out and have it sitting how you want it to. So this is where I was up to with my first triangle I made, and this for me was 6 inches. Does have a bit of stretch on it. So this was my 6 inches, and I really like this lacy effect. So that's where I'm finishing for my triangles. But I'm going to show you on this one how you can do a more solid, straighter edge if you prefer. Okay, so if you want to continue for the next round, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do single crochets. If you need a bit of exercise, then you can by all means do half double crochets if you prefer. So what I'm going to do to start with is chain 1 and then single crochet in the same stitch. If you are doing half double crochets, then just do that as a half double crochet. And then we're going to do 2 single crochets into the next space, and then a single crochet into our double crochet that we made there, single crochet into the next space, just 1 single crochet, single crochet into the treble. Now into this top point here, we're going to do 2 double crochet just to make this more of a point. 2 double crochet, chain 3, and 2 more double crochet. Okay, and then we're going to work down the other side and do a single crochet into the treble, 1 into the next space, 1 into the double crochet, single crochet, 2 single crochet into the next space, and then a single crochet into the single crochet. And then we are going to work along this side and do 2 single crochet in the space, 1 in the stitch, 2 in the space, 1 in the stitch, 2 in the space, 1 in the stitch, 2 in the space, 1 in the stitch, and 2 in the space. And then we're going to do 1 in that double crochet, 1 in the next space, 1 in the treble, and then in your next space it's the point, so we're going to do 2 double crochet. My yarn had just got a bit caught up, so 2 double crochet, chain 3, and 2 more double crochet. Okay, and then one in the 1 single crochet in the treble, 1 in the space, 1 in the double, and then 2 in the space, 2 single crochets, and then again all the way down this side, 1 in the stitch, which is the single crochet, 2 in those chain 3 spaces, 1 in the stitch, 2 in the space, 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 and then we're back to 1 in our double crochet, 1 in the space, 1 in the treble crochet, and get some more yarn, 2 double crochets in that point, chain 3, and 2 more double crochets. Okay, and then the last side we are going to do a single crochet into our treble crochet stitch, 1 in the space, 1 in the double crochet, 2 in the space, and again all the way down, 1 in each single crochet and 2 in each space. Single crochet stitches, 1 in the stitch and 2 in the space. And you will be finishing in the space just before where you first started, and then do a slip stitch into your first single crochet and you can fasten off. And that gives you a solid side rather than the lacy side like this one. This one's lacy and sort of scalloped. This one is just straight. Okay, so you might want to block it a little bit. So this one is actually too big for me for my 6 inches, so I'm just going to undo that round. If you want the extra size but you don't want the straight side, you want to keep this lacy edge, then instead of doing this solid edge that I've just done, you can repeat round 5 and do your points in exactly the same way with a double crochet, chain 2, and then a treble crochet, chain 3. You can do that, the points in exactly the same way, and then just go down the sides doing your chain 3 and then a single crochet in each chain space. Okay, so you can just repeat that round and then have it bigger, but with still this lacy edge. So it is entirely up to you which look you prefer, and also of what size you need your triangles to be. So these are my 2 triangles, and as I said, I'm going to undo this round so I haven't tied that off. So I hope you've enjoyed this and found it useful and helpful. I love these triplet flowers, petals in the middle, and they're beautiful. in this nice lacy effect. Lovely, lovely. So if you have enjoyed this tutorial and you found it useful and helpful, then please give a click on that like button, give us a thumbs up, it is much appreciated. And show us your photos in the Facebook group, and the link to the Facebook group Beyond the Cal is all down there in that description box. So until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.